There we go. Okay, I think I got it started now. Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties. I actually forgot to hit the button that says start streaming. So, hi, I'm Dina. I'm the owner of Artistic Creations by Dina. Sorry about that technical issue there. I teach people how to do different YouTube videos, and we're going to mute that. Sorry. I teach people how to do different jewelry projects and everything through YouTube videos, as well as I do some unboxings and things like that of different boxes, bead boxes that I get in the month. So if you've never attended one of these live sessions before, I usually will kind of briefly go through what I do over the last couple of weeks or so, and then we'll go through what I'm planning on doing. Excuse me, I'm planning on doing in about another week or two. And then after that, we'll get some beads out and start working on some projects. That way you can kind of help me guide through what I needed, what I can do as far as if I have questions or if things aren't working out right, or anything that you suggest to be like, hey, this might actually look better if you do it this way, that type of thing. So I am just getting everything set up. I have my daughter's YouTube page sitting over here off to the side, so that way I can kind of see what's actually happening over on there. So, alrighty, so jewelry that I've made over the last couple of weeks. Let me go down to my mat. So here's my bead mat down here. I had 3 videos come out, 3 tutorial videos, and then I had, what was it, 6, I think? Yeah, 6 of my YouTube shorts. So if you're not familiar, I actually do some shorts as well. They're usually just videos, shorter videos or portions of what I had done in the past with my longer videos. It could be current videos. It could be videos I did a little while ago, a couple months ago. Kind of just depends on how backed up I am on getting everything done and all that. So I'm getting all my projects that I did over the last week out so I can show you a little bit better up close. Whoops, this one's upside down. So we can kind of go through them and everything. So this was the first video that came out. I think it was the Saturday, so 2 weeks ago on Saturday. So this is the first one. This is my snowflakes slide, or winter flakes slide. So it was the same pattern as the earrings, the winter flakes cascade winter flakes. I don't remember if it was one way or the other. But that is what, it's the same pattern and everything. And then I just went back and I added some extra seed beads. Now the video one is actually packed away because I had an event this last weekend and I was, had this one on my, or the video one on my table. So it's packed away right now. But the only difference between that one and this one is that I have extra seed beads that I added in between over here. So it made kind of like a upside down V shape, or just like a triangle shape or something, along with the seed beads along the side. So this thing really ended up really being cute. It looks a lot more sparkly than it showing. I mean, there's a lot of sparkle you could see with me doing that, but this thing looks really cute because it's the light purple color and everything. It's really nice. And then I have it on one of the slides so you can adjust it. So that was the first video that came out. And then I got my bargain bead box for this month that is called Time Traveler, I believe. And this one, I ended up making this pair of earrings, which after watching some other people's videos is actually kind of similar to some other people's videos too. So I plan on making a necklace that is going to be using these beads with a couple of other beads that came in the kit. And then we'll do more than likely a wire working video. I had asked that question during the video, seeing if people would rather me do a wire working or if they wanted me to do more of a mixed media, to where I do some wire working and some bead weaving and everything. So, and I think I've gotten more comments about the wire working, so I think I'll do that instead. And then the last video that I had come out, this one came out on Tuesday, is the one for, this is the unboxing video for my beads of the month for the month of December. So I always get the gemstone beads of the month and then the findings companion pack. Those are the ones that I purchase. And then I do the rotating beads of the month, and that one is the one that I will make a separate tutorial with and do something special with those beads. This month I ended up getting the seed beads, the 11O seed beads. So I have a video coming up soon for that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this is the gemstones that I ended up getting this month. And this is the black rutilated quartz gemstones. So you can see the differences where some of them look pretty clear, and then some of them have a little bit of black rutilation, I guess is the right way of saying that. But it's got little black inclusions and stuff in it. And then some of them actually end up being pretty dark. So you got the darker ones here. But this was a 3-strand bracelet that I used with soft flex beading wire. I started off with doing the middle strand first, and I got this cute little mask, I think back in September, in my Findings Companion Pack back in September. So had no idea what to do with that mask, but when I saw these gemstones, I was like, okay, this is going to look cute. So I went ahead and got some red seed beads out, mainly because on my event that I did this last weekend, I had one customer come through and say that she was looking for red bracelets. So, and I don't have that many red bracelets. So that's the main reason why I got the red out and used the red seed beads. So it's just got a little magnetic clasp here on the back too. So those were the 3 videos that came out this last couple of weeks. I do have, let's see, how many videos do I have planned? I have a new bead box that I purchased and will be an unboxing video that I will work on here shortly. So I am doing the Sam's Bead Box, the Emerald City is what this month's is. And I know there's already been some unboxings, but I'm going to go ahead and do just a quick unboxing just in case any of my watchers are not familiar with Sam's Bead Box. And then I'll do, just like on all my other unboxings and everything, I will have more than likely like an earring, something like that, something quick and short that we can do. But I have that planned as a video for the next couple of weeks, as well as my Beads of the Month tutorial, which is the seed beads. And I got the package over here. This month's was called Northern Lights. And then here's a couple of the seed beads, because I'm already working on my project. So there's a couple of the colors there, and then the other colors are actually sitting on this bead mat. So I can get this one out, switch them. I've got several bead mats out right now. But this bead mat kind of tells you what I'm working on. And during the unboxing of the Beads in the Month Club, I had mentioned at the very end that I'm going to be doing a necklace using 5 different stitches that are herringbone stitches. So we're going to have like the normal herringbone, then we have what I call the alternative herringbone, which is probably more like ladder stitch, but or square stitch. I think some people would call it square stitch, but it's one of those things that I haven't actually found an actual name for it yet. So I just kind of call it the alternative herringbone. So it probably has a different name, but that's just what I call it. So I'm going to teach that one anyway. Then we're going to go into a tubular herringbone. So I'll show you how to do that one. And then the one that I'm working on right now is the twisted tubular herringbone. And then the last one that I'm going to end up doing is one that I did on a video for Gemstone Orphanage back earlier in the year when they had their tiger's eye come out. And this is the twisted herringbone with 3 seed beads, or 3 beads, 3 bead twisted herringbone. So that'll be the 5th one that I'll end up doing. And I'm just making like little small amounts of, about 6 inches or so. And from that 6 inches, because this is the first one that I did, I counted out how many beads there are. So there's like 96 rows on each one of these. And then we'll put them together into a necklace, and it'll probably be a 2-strand necklace. But that'll be the video that will come out hopefully within the next week or so. With it being Christmas next week, I say hopefully. So I will get to that though. It will come out eventually. And then the last thing I want to do is the necklace to the bargain bead box. So the earrings that I did here, I want to do that necklace for that. And like I said, I'm probably going to end up doing wire working on that. So that'll be fun. So those are the videos that I have coming up soon. So I hope everybody is ready for their holidays or Christmas. So if everybody or anybody out there celebrates Christmas, Merry Christmas. For those that celebrate Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. Any other things that are going on in your life, I hope everything is going great with that. I did want to talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions. I'll go back to front facing for a second. So, New Year's resolutions. I already have one of mine set and ready to go. I have noticed over probably the last 5 or 6 months that it has been a little bit more difficult for me to be able to get videos out in a timely manner, only because my time management is probably not the best. And I know I'm not the only one out there that has problems with time management. So that's going to be one of my resolutions, is try to get myself a little bit better or organized so I can get things out in a little bit of an easier way. My goal is to do videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Now, not every week am I going to have a video on every single day. There's just times of the year that I'm just too busy. There's just no way I'm going to be able to do it. It's usually right before Mother's Day and then right before Christmas. So the last couple of months has been really difficult for me to be able to get my videos out that I want to get out, because there's so many projects that I wanted to do and videos that I wanted to do, and I just don't have time. Working in the pharmacy, I work 42 hours on average a week. I work 40 hours one week, 44 the next, and then I do this on top of it. I'm also a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter-in-law, so I have family. So it gets kind of hard sometimes, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. But if I'm able to get myself to manage my time a little bit easier and say, okay, this day I'm going to do this and this day I'm going to do that, and so on and so forth, I think that'll help out. So with that being the case, I am going down to specifically anywhere between 3 and 5 bead boxes in a month. That will be beads of the month. I'll still be getting that one. So beads of the month. So you'll get both a unboxing plus a tutorial on those. The bargain bead box. I don't think I'm ever going to quit that one. I really enjoy the bargain bead box. Same thing on that, unboxing and a tutorial. The Sam's bead box, the new one that I'm doing, I'm going to start that for a little while, see how that goes. If it, kicks off and goes really well, then I'll keep it. But if it's something that has to be around for a little while and it's not doing all that great, perfectly fine. It'll be one of those things. Hey, Carolyn, just saw that you said hi. Hi. So Sam's bead box, that'll be the third one in the month, and then the other ones will come either every other month or just on a quarterly basis. Gemstone Orphanage, they have a new doorstep baby that they started October. I think October was our first box, and we just got the December box recently too. So so I'll be getting that on an every other month basis. The Gemstone Orphanage, there again, at least an unboxing plus a tutorial on that one. Now, the unboxing part on that one, I probably will still do. I'm not quite sure if I'm actually going to do like a full unboxing or if it's just going to be pretty much a, here's all the beads, let's look at them really quickly, and then do like a cute little tutorial. I may do something like that because there's already been several unboxings of that one already. And then the other one is the Softflex TGBE kits, and those are the ones that come out on a quarterly basis. It's the Great Bead Extravaganza. I used to do Softflex on a monthly basis, and it was another one of those things that I really enjoy, the Softflex kits, and they come with really, really nice beads, really good inspiration, and with the wire and, the crimp tubes and all of that, it's just time. It just boils down to time. I just don't have time to get them all done on a monthly basis. And I hate to buy all of these kits and then not be able to produce what I want to produce out of them. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go down just to doing those on a quarterly basis. And then to top of that all off, my dad actually gifts me the Potomac's Treasure box. So I get that on the monthly basis also. However, those beads that I get are the ones that I usually come up with ideas for, Hi. Maybe Dawn? I just saw somebody else said hi. So hi. Maybe it's Dawn. Glad you can join. But the Potomac box, those are the ones that I use to be able to create videos for Potomac Beads. And this last year, I've been concentrating on my YouTube video or YouTube. Um, Dwayne, did I say that one? I don't know if I said that right. Okay, sorry. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Um, but we I use those to be able, I got sidetracked, sorry. I squirrel a lot sometimes. So but I use those beads to come up with Potomac ideas and everything. So last year I was or this year 2025 I was concentrating on trying to get my stuff up and running, and was talking to Allie recently, and I was kind of giving her a hint of, hey, I'm going to get back into making videos for you next year type thing. So, Dawn, okay. I'm horrible with names, guys. So if I mispronounce something or if I misread something, that happens a lot too. So just, bear with me. I'm so sorry. Um, but that's pretty much what I get on the monthly basis. So with all of those being the case, that ends up being anywhere between 6 and 8 videos as far as just tutorials and unboxings. And then when I have my color cube idea that I was still am planning on doing, it will go live sometime next month. My bead box leftovers, those will get sprinkled in every once in a while. Then I have my lives every other Thursday. So basically we're looking at anywhere between 9 and 12 videos and lives in a month. So that's why I'm like, I need to get myself organized so I can figure out exactly when it needs to get done. So, and then on top of that, I do shorts on top of that, but it's usually just portions of my long videos, just broken up into a little small short. So that's my New Year's resolution. So we'll see how that works, because we all know what resolutions mean. We try our best and then we'll see what happens and see if it gets any better. So I've got a planner hopefully coming, so that'll hopefully get me to be able to write it all down and say, okay, I could do this on this day and so on. So that is what I plan on doing. I'm getting my bead mat out that has my project on it that I'm going to work on today, which that's pretty much what we're going to talk about for the rest of the time. I am working with the African turquoise, which I believe is a jasper, if I remember correctly. I think it's a jasper because it's not an actual turquoise, but I believe it's a jasper. But it does look something similar to turquoise, but I'm working with a donut with that because I will show you my Gemstone Orphan. For those that may not know, that we ended up getting Howlite this month, and then I got or everybody got a Howlite donut for their orphan. So this is my orphan, and I had emailed Debbie Caldwell of Gemstone Orphanage and told her I had an idea of putting a chaton in the middle of the donut and have it beaded. So it's going to be a seed bead one. It's going to be bead woven and everything. So we're going to bead it. And then on the back of this, I will probably have, hopefully it works out okay, I'll probably have like just little arms that come out on the back side of this. And then around the edge, we'll bezel around the edge with the same seed beads. So you'll have beads on the back, and then you'll see your crystal in the front. And then from there, we'll attach it to like a necklace type thing. That's my idea. And I was going to use this as the tutorial. So that's what I need to work on, is try to get that finalized and figured out how to do it before I sit down and try to make a video on something and really not know what I'm doing. So that's what I'm planning on doing with this today. And then I've got extra turquoise or African turquoise too. I've got 4 millimeters. These are matte, and then 6 millimeters. These are normal ones. I got these a couple of months ago from Potomac Beads when they had a sale going on. So I am going to quickly get a couple of these out. I have two different colors of Delicas. Let's see, this one is Matte Opaque Pear, just in case you're interested in it. It's the DB1581, and that one's called Matte Opaque Pear. Actually, I'm going to get a little bit more than that out. And then I think most of the bezel is going to be this one, and thank you, Carolyn. And then this other more of an ochre color is going to be kind of like just every once in a while. This one, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to read with the glare and everything. So DB0653 is that color. And then this one calls it Opaque Pumpkin is that color name. And of course, they come from different manufacturers, so sometimes the names are changing and everything. So that's why I'm giving you the numbers, just in case you're interested in using something similar if you have those in your stash already. And then the 15s, eventually I'll be using 15s, and I'm just using the metallic light bronze. So that is Mayuki's number 457L. So eventually we'll end up using those too. All right, so let me get my thread. Hey, Colleen. I'm glad you could have made it. Colleen and I were talking via text the other day, and I was like, hey, I'm doing a live. See if you can come by if you have a moment. 2, 3, whoops, 3 and 4. So I've got 8 of these on here. And this is just one way that you can bezel a chaton with seed beads. It does not have to be done this way, but this is just one way that I do it. I usually make just a circle. I have 8 beads in there. So I have a circle, and then what I'll end up doing is making arms to those to each one of those beads that will go up and over the chaton, and then we'll make like a circle with the chaton on the front here with some of the beads. So, and I don't remember how many I need. So basically I ladder stitch these guys on. And, oh, it's fine. I was actually late myself, Colleen. I forgot to hit start streaming. So I was sitting here talking, and I was just like, why? Because I always have my daughter's YouTube page off to the side over here on my computer. I always have hers going so I can see and make sure that things are coming through correctly and everything. And I kept looking at it. I'm like, why is it still saying upcoming? It should be running by now. And then the next thing I realized, I was like, I never hit start streaming. So yeah, I was a little late too. Technical difficulty of the person not really understanding how to stream yet, but that's okay. Uh-oh. You weren't feeling all that great, Miss Colleen? All right. I think it's 5 that I have to add. So here is number 4. Or 1, 2, 3. This is number 4. Your nails are amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to do a Christmas theme. And then after I got them done, I started thinking about it, and I was like, people are going to think that it's more for the Wicked movies. And I actually haven't watched either one of them. So I was like, no, this is more for Christmas, I think. But it's like, oh, well, whatever. People can kind of think whatever they want to. Doesn't really matter. All right, so I think the 5. Oh, no. It may have to be 4 because that's going to wrap around a whole lot. I don't want to wrap around too much. Going through, oh, good gracious. I may have to talk to you about that, Miss Colleen, then, because a coworker of mine thinks that I had the same thing happen to me last week. She has the same thing. She has diverticulitis as well. And she was the two of us were talking on Thursday last week, so a week ago today. Um, I was at work. I work an 11-hour shift every other Thursday, which is the reason why, and now I'm getting my thread all mixed up, which is the reason why I can only do lives every other week. And I went to work, and pharmacy opened at 9 o'clock. And I would say probably not even 10 minutes after, I was in the bathroom in excruciating pain and had no idea what was going on. And I finally had enough sense to use my watch because I have the Apple Watch. So I used my watch and I texted my technician that was working with me that morning and said, we're going to have to close the pharmacy. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to make this. And then probably about 10, 15 minutes after that, I called my husband on my watch, still in the bathroom of the pharmacy or of the store, saying, I'm in excruciating pain. I need you to come by and pick me up. So he rushed over there, picked me up. And then next thing I know, pain started to get better after a while. So that's the only thing that I'm not quite sure if it's the same thing or not, because after about 2.5 hours or so, it finally started to subside. I never went to a doctor, so I know I'm going to get mommy looks from everybody. I've already gotten several mommy looks from people that I that I work with. When I told them I have not seen a doctor yet. But my insurance changes in 2 weeks at the beginning of the year. I decided to get a different plan this year. And so I really didn't want to have to go to an emergency room and pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for them to potentially say, oh, it's just this, there's nothing wrong. Or, oh, you're going to have to go see a specialist or whatever. So I do have plans to go see a doctor, but try to figure out what it was. But I have never been in that much pain in my life to where it was literally making me sick. So, I've only been pregnant once. I've had my one child, and childbirth wasn't this bad. So, I don't know what happened, but it was not fun. And I do know certain types of pain. Unfortunately, I suffer from kidney stones. I get kidney stones off and on, mainly because of my diet and with stress and everything. So I have to make sure I drink plenty of fluids and water and all of that. So, but this was definitely actually worse than the kidney stone pain. And those that have kidney stones are probably sitting there going, oh, what? Because it's no fun on that either. So, who knows? But eventually, I will go see a doctor and we'll figure out what happened with that. Hopefully. With my luck, they'll be like, well, it's been too long. We have no idea what happened. You should have seen something, somebody then. That'll be my luck. All right, so I am just making my little... I'm just ladder stitching on my little arms, if you want to call them that. And then once I get these guys on, because I can't remember for sure if it was 4 beads total to get to the other side, or if I need to get that 5th, because the 5th bead seemed like it was going to be too many. But the good thing about ladder stitch is that you can always just come back and add another bead to it really quick. So, oh, I didn't want to put that color there. Oh well, we're playing with it. I'll fix it later. I wanted to put another cream colored bead and not 2 orange beads next to each other. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, Colleen. Because knowing what my coworker goes through, that's no fun at all. In 2024, I had... Oh, good gracious. Yikes. Yeah, I definitely will. I definitely have plans to go see a doctor. I just have to wait until January, which luckily is only 2 weeks away. So, but I'll definitely be calling. I have to find a new primary care physician too, because at the moment I'm using Teladoc, and I don't think I have to go back and look and see what the company that I work for, what they do, because Teladoc may actually still take me, but it just kind of depends. But I know for sure that I'm going to end up having to go see some sort of a specialist on top of my cardiologist, on top of my urologist, on top of my neurologist. It's like, goodness gracious. I have too many ologists in my life. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Alrighty. So what is everybody else working on? Anybody else working on projects or any videos, Miss Colleen? You got anything happening? One, two, three. All right, this is 4. How many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I only have 3 more after this one. And then we'll be able to see if it'll wrap around the chaton or not. So if you missed it earlier, Colleen, this is my idea that I'm going to be using for my donut for Gemstone Orphanage. I'm trying it first on the African turquoise to see how it's going to work. I had bought this actually for a previous customer that she bought a bracelet from me last year, and it had a small magnetic clasp on it, and it was kind of one of my older projects. So at that time, I didn't have a safety on it, a safety clasp or safety chain or anything like that, and she unfortunately lost it. So she had emailed me after losing it, and she had only was able to wear it once, and she emailed me asking if I had any more of the African turquoise, and at the time I did not. So that was the main reason why I got the turquoise, to see if I can make something that she might be interested in. I have a bargain bead box bundle on my desk to open hopefully today at some point. You inspired me to do my nails, so that's what I'm doing. That's so cute. Yeah, that's one thing that I really cannot do on my own is paint my nails, because I have, see, yeah, it's trimmering. I have that trimmer. So doing holding something to paint with is a little bit more difficult than doing things like this, working with beads and working doing my pharmacist stuff. Sometimes giving shots, giving immunizations is kind of hard. Writing is really hard, and that's why I have to go see a neurologist. And all it is just a trimmer that I inherited from my dad. My dad has the same thing, and it's runs in families, so there's nothing bad about it, and it's, nothing cancerous or anything like that. It's just, for whatever reason, my brain doesn't get signals from one neuron to the next, and from that it causes tremors. So I'm doing a spur of the moment, it's an emergency LOL rock painting project. Oh, that's cool. I do the color street strips. I can't paint my nails to save my life. Yeah, me neither. I haven't done the color street yet. I think that's what Becky does, isn't it? Because I think she had done a video sometime or another. I think that's what she uses. My daughter had bought some things that were similar to Color Street in the past because she wanted to try to do her nails, and I couldn't figure it out. So I may do the color street in the future, but yeah, I actually go to a nail salon that's down the street and around the corner from my house here, and get my nails done that way. So Becky does the pressies. Yeah, I knew she did something. It was something similar to like the color street and stuff like that. At least I think it is. Because it isn't that kind of the same thing that the color street you have to like press on and or paint glue on, or I don't know, there's something to it. And the ones that my daughter got were kind of, you had to press them on and we couldn't figure it out. I'm so much of a tomboy though that loves to make jewelry. It's kind of a conundrum in a way. Or an oxymoron. I guess that's a better way of saying it. That I'm very much a tomboy because I don't wear makeup. I don't really do that much to my hair. I don't do, I don't really actually wear a lot of the jewelry that I make, which is kind of weird. That I actually only wear just a small percentage of what I make. I just enjoy making it. But it's like I grew up playing soccer, so I was very much sports person when I was my younger age. And so yeah, trying to figure out how to do my nails and let alone trying to figure out how to show my daughter how to put makeup on. That's always been a fun thing. I think she's learned most of it from her friends, which is okay, I guess. But I'm like, she comes to me and she's like, "What color should I get for this?" I don't know, sweetie. Let's go to this place and we'll have somebody that knows a little bit more about me tell you what color you need for your blush or what color you need for your foundation. Similar color street are like nail polish stickers that go on your nail. Becky does press on nails. Okay, so like a nail on top of your nail. Okay. Yeah, my mom actually used to do press on nails when she was still alive. She had a couple of autoimmune diseases, and with that being the case, when they would flare up, her nails wouldn't grow. And so that's when she knew that she was in a flare up at the time. And she would do press on nails sometimes too. All right, so I think that's going to be enough. All right, so we're going to have to play with this and see. Because what's supposed to happen, is that even, okay, making sure that was in focus. What's supposed to happen is that these are supposed to come up over the chaton, and then you connect these all together with usually a bead in between. I've done this before where I've put super duos right here and then bead around that, but I don't want to add anything extra at the moment. I just don't know if that's going to be enough around the edge of the chaton to make sure, to make sure that it's going to hold the chaton in enough area. So, okay, I'll just take that out for a second and I'll put it back in a minute. So I may have to come back around and add an extra bead. So a rock painting project. That sounds pretty cool. So Dawn, is it like, do you actually go out and purchase rocks, or do you just have some that you get out of your own yard or area or something like that? Also wondering if you do like mandala style dot paintings, because I know a lot of people do that on rocks. And that's actually the painting type style painting that I do is acrylic dot style paintings. I'll have to get one out sometime and show that. I really would love to get back into it, but like I said, the painting part is actually a little difficult for me at the moment until I can try to figure out how to get my shaking under control a little bit better than what it is right now. whenever I go out and about, usually to another doctor appointment, and I see a rock that would make a good paint. Hey, that's cool. You must live in an area where you have a lot of that going on, where you see a lot of that stuff. I live north of Houston. We don't have that. Any type of rocks that we're going to see on the side of the road is probably going to be concrete. Just chunks of concrete. Alrighty, so that's actually okay, I think. I think that would work, because after you get a couple of rounds through that... My friend's mom is in the hospital and is refusing to walk, and he's wanting some kind of rock inspiration that won't give her strength to get up out of bed. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's definitely one of those hard things to get over, is trying to get yourself to do things again when you're not quite sure if you're ready to do it. These are river stones, decorative ones outside the buildings. Ah, okay. Hi, Cosmo. Cosmo's mad. I closed the door on him. So she's standing outside my door crying. She's not happy. Oh, now she's gonna okay. She's gonna try to knock down my door. Goofy little cat. Alright, so that I think would work. May have to go through that a third time, but at least that's kind of my idea. Now, of course, I have the two orange ones there, and then that's what I want it to kind of do, is just sit there. And then I'll have to figure out, I'll probably have to add a couple of beads right here to fill that in some. And then around the back is where I'm thinking I should be able to get more of those arms to be formed and go around the back side like that. And then once you bezel around this side, then we can connect the arms to that. At least that's my idea. So I think I'm going to just try to play with length on that. I think I'm going to do the bezel first around the stone, so that way I don't do too many lengths of the arm. Of course, I'm going to have to redo this one anyway, because I don't have the right color of seed beads here in the front. But at least I can kind of get an idea of a roundabout of how long of the arms would be that I would need for the back part. Thank you. That is so cool. Thank you. I know, Miss Cosmo. I know. I'm so sorry. Alright, so then we would just pretty much do the same thing on this side. It's like I enjoy working with projects with y'all, because I get ideas and get other ideas, see what y'all are working on. It's like the painting, it's like I've been actually thinking about going and starting back to painting again soon to see if I can get that working again. But there again, it kind of goes into my time management that I was talking about earlier in the video. Like, time management sometimes is not the best thing for me. So I'm hoping... I had put a planner on my Christmas list to my dad, so I'm hoping he's able to find that or find something similar to it, and then that way I can use that as hopefully a good inspiration to get myself a little bit more organized, so I can get my videos out a little bit on more of a timely manner, because there's just times that I feel like I have all the time in the world to get videos done, and then other times in the year it's just extremely hard to get it all done and ready. just because of other things going on and all that. And oh, guess what? The flu's in the area again. That's pretty much all I did yesterday at work was dispense Tamiflu. So almost never fails. Right around Christmas time, all the kids get sick for whatever reason. So they're sick on Christmas. But 2 weeks ago we were having a flu outbreak then. Now we're having another one. So I don't know if it's a different strand or if it's the same one. It is just hitting other people and it's hitting other people now. But you're so good with beading and needle and thread. I can't think of how to say it. Oh yeah, thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have to give credit to Potomac Beads on that one again, to Miss Allie, because she's pretty much the one that taught me how to do a lot of this stuff by watching her videos. I had other people that I watched too. Not sure how to say her name right. It's spelled Sony and then Shri afterwards. So Sony Shri. I watch a lot of her stuff. There are probably 2 or 3 other people that I kind of grew up with. Well, I say grew up. I grew up with beading that were bead weavers and stuff, and I learned how to do stuff with their from watching their things. Alicia Beadful Nights, I watch her stuff. She's another one. But yeah, I enjoy doing beadwork. And the bead weaving kind of comes from being interested in Native American things. If you notice in the background of my room when I have my my front facing, my face fronting part of the camera and everything, I have a mandala that's sitting behind me, and I've got some cross stitches that I did when I was younger that have Native American sayings and stuff like that on it. It's like I was very interested in Native American just, you know, how they just, you know, treat the earth in a different way, and just, you know, I don't know, just the way that they took care of things, and it's just different. I've just always been really interested in that. So but yeah, so it kind of comes from that my mom actually went to Arizona. And this is probably back in the 80s. I'm kind of aging myself right now, but back in the 80s, they went to Arizona and they stopped by one of the reservations there. And my mom had picked up a couple of necklaces that were made by the native people there. And she brought them home. And then that Christmas, I think I had asked for a bead loom. And that was the first time I had ever made anything that was beaded at all. And I made a couple of necklaces just based off of what she had purchased there from the reservations and everything. So I made a couple of my own things. So and that's basically when I started doing my beadwork. But then it became really, really expensive because beads are not cheap, as we all know this. But so yeah, so that's where it all started. But it took me a long time before I got back into it again. So, all right, I think that's going to be a pretty good length. Let's see. Just remember to give yourself grace. You're doing amazing. Oh, thank you. Colleen is the best earrings and bracelets maker in the world. Yes. I agree with that. She makes some amazing jewelry. I really enjoy watching Colleen. That's so cool. I love Native American art and beading. Yeah, I do too. All right, so I think that would probably be just about right, because when you bezel around this guy, it's going to be at least around that, to that section right there. And then we would go back through all of these to tighten it up some anyway, because they're kind of cattywampus right now. But that ends up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 ladder stitches. Okay, so at least that kind of gives me an idea. And then once you get all of those done, and then bezel around the front, and then like I said, I'll try to figure out how to fill these in, either with more more delicas, or I might actually bring in the 15s. I may end up doing that, bring those in and just have them stick out or something. All right, so that kind of gives me an idea. And then that way, I really wish I had a red chaton. I went through my chatons the other day because I really wish I had a red one so it goes along with the beads that are in the doorstep baby one. I do have a red one, but it's not the same color red as the garnets and stuff. It's a little bit different, but I don't know, I may end up trying that anyway. Or I may just keep the seed beads as to red, and then, because I have a crystal one that I'm going to use with this one right now, and then just use the beads as different shades of red or whatever, and then hopefully that'll go along with the garnets that are in there. And I don't know about y'all, but I think Jenny's little bail thing that she does, I watched her video that came out, it was either yesterday or maybe a couple of days ago now, that she did for her donut. Oh my goodness, that sucker was so pretty. That was such a pretty one. But I love how she uses the wire and everything and creates her own bails and stuff like that with different beads. It's like, that's just amazing. I love that. So I probably won't have the exact type of idea with that because I'll be bezeling around this, but I'll probably have something similar to where maybe I'll have a larger bead that it connects to or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But one of those things that eventually I will be able to get to the time to be able to do. Don't think so, but I appreciate so much. Yeah, some Jenny veils. Yeah, those are really cool. I really like how she learned how to do that, and she's doing a lot of those on her videos and everything. So, it's been almost about an hour, and I know it's. I was telling Colleen this the other day. I was just like, I can't believe how much time that I have to spend actually talking myself. I'm not one to actually sit there and talk a long time, but. It's been almost an hour and I can already tell that my throat's starting to get a little scratchy, so probably gonna be getting off here in a minute. So I will be back in 2 weeks again. I will do another live, which is calendar. I think it's the 1st, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It'll be January 1st, 2026. So I will still do a live that day. So if anybody just wants to pop on in and, work along with another project and everything, then I will be here. So January 1st, 2 o'clock Central Time again. And I will see you at that time. And then we'll go through anything that I've made, any other projects there again that I'll be working on. And then hopefully I'll have an exact date for my color cube idea. My color cube idea, I am working on the, basically the commercial for it. It's going to be like a 2 or 3 minute long video that kind of explains it and everything. I've finalized it all, working on that video right now. I need to get that video approved by Sarah Renee Clark, which is the owner of the Color Cubes. Because I'll be using some of her footage and some of her things and everything in there. So I want to make sure that I do this the right way and I don't get any copyright issues or anything like that. So I want to finish that video, send that off to her, get her approval. And then once I get her approval, then I'll have an exact start date. But, just kind of a quick little rundown on that one again. It'll be two different colors of, or two different cards that have a slew of colors that I go through all my stash to figure out what I have in that colorway, and then I make a couple of videos out of them. From those videos, well, okay, you get the two cards, and then I put it up on a YouTube for a YouTube poll first, and then y'all get to decide which one that you want to see the video for. So if you like, just say it's a pink colorway. If you like pink, the pink colorway as opposed to the blue and gray colorway, then the pink one will be the video that I would release that month. There's a couple of extra things that I did add to it. I am decided not to do a membership. I was thinking about that at one time, that it was going to be membership stuff. I'm not going to do that, at least not yet. I may end up doing something similar to that, or adding on to it a little bit more later on. But my husband was suggesting not to do that just yet, because I'm still kind of a small YouTuber. And he's also worried about my time management too. Sometimes he's a little bit better on the time management than I am. Okay, most of the time he is. So I have pretty much all of that finalized. And then once we get that video done, then there's the couple extra things that I'm not going to mention. So you can watch the little 2 to 3 minute commercial and see what else I have in plan for that. So that is still going to go live sometime in January. Just don't have an exact date yet. So, Dawn, are you in Texas? Yes, I live north of Houston. So I live and work out here. Won't say exactly where, just, because this is going worldwide. So, but yes, I do live north of north of Texas. Good gracious, north of Houston. But yeah, so this is so much fun. Thank you, Colleen. I appreciate it. I'm glad y'all could make it today. I really appreciate everybody being here. So I will go ahead and say adieu, I think is the right way of saying that. I don't know. Anyways, bye. I'll see y'all back in 2 weeks, and Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year, because I will see you on the New Year. So I'll see you back in 2 weeks, guys. Bye.